Let's see here. How about Doug, Detroit, Michigan? That's WJR Country. How are you?
Hi, fine, Mark. How are you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you.
I just wanted to comment on the budget.
Does it upset you when I raise my voice, when I get passionate?
No, not at all. Not at all. But
Do I reflect your emotions and your frustration from time to time?
Yeah, I'm very frustrated. You know, I hang out at Huffington Post a lot.
Oh, jeez.
And it's a very liberal blog. Okay. And I just want to tell you that, you know, I appreciate your passion, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. But I really think that you're missing something here.
Yes, go ahead, quickly.
I mean, I talk to these people, and there's tons of them out there.
Yeah.
It's like talking to a doorknob.
Mm-hmm. We call them drones. Go ahead.
Well, they're not even drones. The drones have something working.
Don't be mad at me. Hurry up. I got a guest coming. Go.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, I just don't think anything is going to happen here until we spend all our money and the checks bounce, or we make so much money that the money's absolutely useless.
Well, basically you're saying the collapse has to occur until something's fixed. I hope you're wrong. You may be right, but there's no point in sitting here predicting that. I don't believe in rolling up in a fetal position and waiting for that to happen. I believe in fighting. Whether we go down or not, I believe in fighting, and that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to continue to be passionate. I'll raise my voice when I damn well wish to raise my voice, and that's the way it goes. Who? Huh? What?
Thank me.
Wait a minute, who's this? Huckabee.
It's me, oh great one. How am I?
I'm good. Not so good, from what I can tell.
What's the matter?
No, you asked how am I, meaning you.
What does that mean? Why are you being so mean? Why?
I don't know. You asked me how are you.
I take this personally.
Well, okay, you should. What? Well, now,
I got a horrible cough.
Well, thank you. Why don't you just cough right into my show? Now, do I do that to you?
Yes, actually, you cough more than me.
Well, that's true. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead and ask me a question. What can I do for you? Who's on the Great American Panel?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
So, Sean Hannity, I've asked a few of my callers.
Yeah.
They do want me to remain passionate. They do want me to raise my voice when I raise my voice.
Why are you raising this question?
I just get annoyed at these emails. People trying to change me and mold me as if they actually know what the hell they're talking about.
No. Look, I don't profess to know everything about this business, but I can tell you one thing, and I'm sure Rush, who's been more successful than anybody, would tell you the same thing. You've got to be who you are, and you have a very, very special, very unique gift and talent.
Can you sing that?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sucking up.
Can you sing that
line? You have a keen intellect, a superior knowledge of the law and the Constitution, and you've got this ability to shut people up that is rather unique. And
I appreciate it. It's just that it is so. When my show was syndicated, you'll remember this. It was very crowded. There were 3 or 4 shows that were being syndicated at exactly the same time.
Why are you being so defensive? Your shows.
I'm not. Just listen to me.
All right.
I'm explaining why. If you listen to people who try to mold you, change a successful program, and I'm teaching that. I'm putting this out as a lesson. You will fail.
All right. Can I tell you?
You will fail if you're not yourself.
I got to tell you a quick story. I won't say what radio station. I was a local host at a radio station, and they had research come back, and the research was, everybody's got to be on the whole station focused on topic A, one topic for the whole show, and it literally. I remember talking to a guy, Al Gardner. He's the morning show host at a station at WBT in Charlotte now. And I went to lunch with this guy, and he said, you know what, Sean? He goes, it's your bat, your ball, and your you-know-what. He goes, the bottom line is you're going to succeed or fail based on who you are.
Exactly.
And, I remember, I'd wait for these people to go into their meetings and then do what I wanted to do. And then I finally found out this is ridiculous. And then Rush had
to do the same thing.
It was absurd. I mean, I'd have to wait for them to go into a meeting, and then they recorded the show every day, and while they were in the meeting, they might want to listen to it. So then I'd steal the tape to go home in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And, after a while, I just said, this isn't for me. And so I just did it my way, and thankfully the audience responded, and I was, successful.
But you know what? not only in radio, but in most walks of life.
Yeah.
You've got to be yourself. I don't mean to, you have to act appropriately under certain circumstances. That's not my point. But if you're trying to be somebody else, or you're going to fail.
Listen, I'll give you another example. I grew up listening to, Bob Grant and Barry Farber and Barry Gray and all these guys. And, look, Bob Grant was just, I couldn't believe, like how great he was.
Spectacular icon.
Just one of the great pioneers of radio. We all owe a lot to him.
You're not kidding.
I tried, early in my career to, get off my phone, you creep. It just wasn't me. So you just have to find who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I find it entertaining. I still listen to Bob now when he's on our station in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's fabulous, but I'm not him, and I couldn't be him if I wanted to be.
I think some of these people, and it's not just radio, I'm talking about generally. You don't always have to talk about politics. Some of these people, they're control freaks, or they think they know better than everybody else, when in fact they don't.
Well, why are you reading emails? I mean, that's,
No, I'm talking more about radio and more about me. I'm talking about life generally, whether you're a lawyer or a doctor or a politician.
This is great counsel. I'll give you an example. I'd love to interview people. Rush does his show, and you basically do your show. You don't have many guests at all. And everybody does it their own way. And I think that's what, the people may prefer one style over another. But I will tell you this, I am very thankful and I'm very appreciative that there are strong voices for freedom out there today, because I don't know what the world would be like without Rush 3 hours a day and Levin 3 hours at night and the Fox News Channel, and I'm not including myself in all of this. I'm just saying,
you should.
But to the extent that there are people that are principled, that see that this country is headed down the tubes, that we have, irresponsible, power-hungry people that are recklessly destroying the country. Thank God we have alternative voices out there. Now, we're under fire all the time. We live under fire. We have those people that you often refer to in their underwear in New Mexico, hanging out, monitoring every word, phrase, sentence, and paragraph, and they want to get all of us fired. Same thing with Imus. I mean, Imus does an irreverent morning show, and some people don't like it. He pokes fun at everybody. So what?
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining and informative at the same time. I find that we're just at the point where if you don't like the show, turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Short of that, stop whining and complaining and live up to this idea that you want free speech in your country. But they don't want free speech for us. They want us dead, gone, and silenced, period, and preferably before the 2012 election. And and I know, and we've talked about this, the pressure behind the scenes on all of us is enormous. We don't go on the air and complain about it. We don't whine about it. There's no point in pointing it out every day than what we know that's going on in these efforts. It's either to boycott, that's an effort to silence people, intimidate, harass, and they have these groups funded by wealthy liberals. That's an effort to intimidate and silence. The fairness doctrine, it's to intimidate and silence. And all I can say is so far, thankfully, they've not been successful. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. For all the people that are not on the air that give us support, and all the people on the air that show up at Tea Party rallies and town hall meetings, I would say they are playing a bigger role and a bigger part in changing the country. So I'm very, very encouraged by them.
The people who are out there doing things, the people who are out front, whether they're Tea Party activists, whether they're radio hosts, whether they're bloggers, whether they're writers, whatever they are, they're trying to make a difference. They are making a difference, and that's why they come under attack. And I'm talking about from the backbenchers, too. Now, look, we're running out of time. Who do you have on today?
Yeah, we got a good show tonight. We got Coulter starting the show. Karl Rove is on tonight.
Tell Coulter I love her, will you?
Really? Okay.
No, not that way. You know what I mean.
I just said really. What are you reading into this for?
Will you control yourself, for God's sake?
Do you know the movie Atlas Shrugged? They just made Ayn Rand's book. Do you know that?
I think I read it.
All right, this book is set to debut. Who's John Galt? It's set to debut this spring, and Hollywood liberals are trying to prevent people from seeing this movie. So John Stossel's going to report on that.
All right.
Then we've got you drink tiger blood, don't you?
What?
I'm talking about Charlie Sheen.
No.
You were banging down 7 grams of rock, haven't you?
I don't drink that stuff.
Look, you gave up this. Look, you stopped pretending a long time ago that you're not a bitchin' rock star because you know you're a bitchin' rock star.
You're losing your mind now.
No, these are all the things he said. Tell him he's losing.
Okay. Well, that's exactly my point then. Who's on your panel? Quickly.
We got your buddy Lanny Davis, Dan Henninger from the Wall Street Journal, and Leslie Sanchez.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sanchez saves that panel.
Oh, Henninger's good. You know
he
Henninger.
is?
Yeah, he likes you.
He does?
I think so, yeah.
I thought he called me on the amnesty stuff, called me a name or something. Look, so many people calling names I don't even know anymore. Sean Hannity.
God bless us. Thank me.
You're a good man. We can't wait. That's Huckabee at 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's Hannity at 9.
Exactly.
Huckabee's on the weekend.
All right, take care.
All right, brother.
All right. What am I doing, Mr. Producer? By the way, there's a host out there, Joe Pags. He's a great host. He's a great guy. And somebody said I was attacking him, not attacking Joe Pags. So I don't know where that came from. All right, Jacob, New York City, the great WABC, a Democrat. Go.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Levine?
Very well. Go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to say I love your show. I listen to it every day. But just kind of like was listening to your show. Do you have a problem with black or Latino firefighters?
No, I love them. Why? I have a problem with people who flunk tests and want special advantages.
But I would think, like, special consideration that
since 90% of the blacks and Hispanics who took the test passed, do you have a problem? Hold on to Jacob. You have a problem with successful blacks and Hispanics, sir? You still there, Jacob?
Sir, yes, sir.
Let me tell you why you're an ass, Jacob. You call my call screener and you lie about why you want to come on here. You twist the story that I read that said 90% of the black and Hispanic candidates who took that test for the fire department of New York passed. I was very clear on what the story said. It talked about the fact that the test is being dumbed down for those who have failed, and that the federal government is stepping in with its race-based policies, which undermines the 90% who passed. In other words, their positions were taken away from them, the 90% who passed, and you, a schmuck, get on here and make the biggest dumbass comment of the night.
Well, listen here, sir.
Get out of here, you punk. I don't have time for morons. You should have called up here and said it's an injustice to those 90% who passed the test to have to deal with this. But no, instead you're a schmuck. Mark, don't raise your voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I should handle this show like it's NPR, National Public Radio. Let's try one. Seth, Lincoln, Nebraska, KLIN. How are you?
You on tonight, Mark?
Okay, Seth. How are you today?
Good. Hey, I wanted to give you a buzz.
You're raising your voice, Seth. Seth, don't raise your voice.
All right. My buddy Healy lives in Northern California, and today is his girlfriend's birthday. And she.
Yes. And by the way, it's not Mark. It's Mr. Levin. Go ahead.
Mr. Levin.
Yes.
Listen, so it's her birthday today, and she's a raging liberal.
And how old is she? Oh, wait a minute. How dare you? We're all liberals here at National Public Radio.
Of course. And I've convinced her that if I can get you on the horn, and if you sign a book and send it out to her of Liberty and Tyranny, she will read it.
You sound like a liberal, too. So you want me to give you a free book so you can give it to your girlfriend and convince her?
No, it's my buddy's girlfriend. I want you to send it out to her.
Even worse yet. All right, hold on. Don't hang up. I'll take care of your little dream there. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, and emergency personnel. And I love you all. And I'll see you tomorrow. This is Mark Levin.